This video will help you get started using attendance. The first step is to get your data with the names into the application. There are three options for doing this. The first is importing from an address book group. The second is copy and pasting comma-separated value data into the application. The simplest way to do this is to email yourself the data. The third is importing comma-separated value data from a file stored on a web server. You can use the public folder in a free Dropbox account or a local web server on your computer. This video will show importing from an address book group, and other videos will show the other two methods. There is also a separate video showing you how to get and create address book groups on your Mac, which you can then sync with your device. To import from an address book group, switch to the Add View tab, press the Edit button, and then press the green plus button that will be under the list of existing courses if you have any. In this section here where it says Address Book Groups, you will see a list of the existing address book groups on your device. Since this is running on the simulator, I don't have any groups. Also, you will see here a list of the existing courses you've already created. If you select one of these and then press the Add button, it duplicates the course. This will give you a new class with the same students so that you can start taking attendance fresh with them. You may want to use this when you start a new term or a new month. So since we already have the data on the device, I will skip this step. We will use the CS 101 class as an example. So we'll select the course on the Add View tab, and then pressing the Sort button alternates between sorting by first name and last name, so you can get the order that you want. If you prefer, you can manually sort the students if you have a seating chart by pressing the Edit button and then manually dragging the students up and down until you get the order that you want. And then once you're done, you can press the Done button. This controls the order that the students will be listed when you take attendance. To take attendance, switch to the Take tab, select the course, press the Add New Date button. By default, it defaults to the today's date. What I recommend you do is wait and add the day when you're ready to take attendance. There is a bug in iOS 4 where the date may not be today's date unless you show the time also. So in version 3.5, I'm displaying the time in the date picker. It is correct on iOS 3.1.x and on the iPad running 3.2.x. So hopefully Apple will fix this in their next iOS 4 update, and then I will submit an update that removes the time unless you've turned on the setting to take attendance multiple times per day. See my blog at dave256apps.com, and I will post there when Apple fixes the bug. But in the meantime, if you're running a version of attendance prior to version 3.5 on iOS 4, please turn on the setting to take attendance multiple times per day so the time is visible when you add a date, and then it will work correctly. So after we've selected our date, now we see the date here, Wednesday, August 18th is today's date. Select the date you just added. If you've turned on the option to see the pictures, you'll see the pictures for the students listed here. Only the one student has a picture. The default status is absent, and the default value for the button at the top right is present that can be used to mark everyone present instead of having to mark each student individually. See the separate video on statuses for how to customize your status names, choose which one's the default, and which one corresponds to the button at the top right. Now you can press the status and it cycles through the various different statuses. The application starts with 5 default statuses: absent, present, late, excused, and unknown. And as you see up here, this number here indicates the total number of students that you've marked in attendance. And if you take attendance while your students are walking into class, you can press the Hide Present button. So each time you mark a student present as somebody walks in, you can press that and you'll only see the other names there, and this values or this label here, Some Hidden, indicates that. To see all the students again, press the Show All button. And again, it will show you how to mark all the students present at once, pressing the Present button there. This requires a confirmation so you don't accidentally press it and mark all the students. But once we do that, all the students are now present. And we can press the lock button here, and now we can't accidentally change the statuses here. The other thing to notice is even if you have unlocked it, while you press over here, it does not change the names. You must press inside the blue rectangle for the names to change. This way you can scroll through the names without accidentally changing them. And again, I recommend when you're all done, you press the lock button so that you don't accidentally change the statuses later. You can press the communicate button, and this gives you the options to email the students, or if you're on an iPhone, there are also some options for texting students. To email the day report, this will show you the values for each student that can be used to send either to yourself or to a school administrator. It also sends the data as a separate comma-separated value file that the administrator can use. You can email the missing report, which only sends the list of students who are not in attendance. Again, this may be quicker for yourself or for the administrator to indicate and mark that. And you can email the students who are not there. If you've entered email addresses for the students, you can let the student know what they missed and any assignments that you've made that day. On this screen, the View Edit Course Note allows you to enter a note for the course as displayed below the course name in both the Take tab and the Add View tab. The Missed Classes allows you to see the number of classes that each student has missed. The Email Individual Reports will allow you to send one report after another to each individual student with their all their records for every day. And the Email Enrolled Students allows you to send an email to all the students at once. If you needed to delete one of the dates, perhaps you pre-added the dates and then had to cancel a class, you can press the Edit button and then press the minus button and then the Delete button if you do want to delete that date. Now we will go back to the Add View tab. We can select the course. If we need to add a new student, we can press the Add button here, and we can either enter their name here directly and press the Add button. We can copy them from an existing class by pressing the Copy button and then choosing the course and the student that you want to copy, or you can press the Address Book button, which will bring up a list of the students in your address book, and you can select them and add them from there. To drop a student, press the Edit button and press the minus button and then press the Drop button here, and this will move them to the Drop section. It does not delete the data for students in the Drop section, but they will not show up in the list of students when you take attendance. To undo that, we can do the same thing from down here, press the Drop button, and move them back up to the Enrolled section. If you want to delete a student, press the student here, and then go down and press the Delete Student button, which will also require a confirmation since this deletes all the data for the student and cannot be undone. Here you will see the various information for the student that we have. We have the name, and pressing each one of these fields allows you to edit them. If you'd like to edit the picture or to take a picture, press the picture, not the name, but press over here on the picture. And then you can either select the photo from the photo library, delete a photo, or if you're running on an iOS or an iPhone that has a camera, there's a button here to take a picture directly within the application. There are also options here for emailing a report. This will email the student their individual information. We can email the photo to yourself. The attendance detail allows us to see the values for each status, and pressing them allows us to see which days they were present, which days they were absent, and so forth. The change course allows us to move them to a different course. This will only work correctly as far as transferring the dates if you took attendance at the exact same time or with the exact same date for each class. So this may or may not work correctly as far as importing the attendance data unless the classes met the exact same days. And I forgot to mention the student's note is displayed below the student's name while you're taking attendance and in the Add View tab. Now we will look at the Report tab. This allows you to view and email reports for all the courses or for an individual course. We will look at CS 101. The spreadsheet report gives us a comma-separated value file with all the data. You can view this on the application, or you can email it to yourself and import it into a spreadsheet on your computer. The summary report lists the individual totals for each student, so that John was absent once and present 4, and gives you the percentage for each one of those. Again, you can email or view this here. The note report contains the notes for each course. Also, each day can have a note, and each student can have a note. And you'll see all those pieces of information in there. And the info report just allows you to email the information we saw on the student detail screen with the name, email address, phone number, student ID, and so forth that you have set up in the app, so that you can later import it if you want. The application has a number of other features, and some of the other videos show you how to use some of those, but this should help you get started using the Attendance app. Thank you.